Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to art. This week in art we are looking at the art created by Claude Monet and his garden. So we are creating some water lilies inspired by Monet. And so we're gonna use some markers. We're using cool color markers. We're using cool color crayons. We're going to use some green paper. I have 2 little pieces of green paper and 2 pieces of pink paper. These are for our lily pads, and then these are for our water lilies that go on our lily pads. You're gonna need a piece of paper, a paintbrush with some water, some scissors, a glue bottle or glue stick, a pencil, and an eraser. So we're going to start with our white piece of paper, and we are going to create some wavy lines using our cool colors. So cool colors are blue, green, and purple. So we're going to use our cool colors to create some wavy lines that go all the way from one side of our paper to the other side of our paper. And just kind of think about if you want it to be in a pattern or if you just want to randomly place the colors down. It's up to you where they go or where you want them to go. All right, now that we have our paper with our water lines, we are going to use our markers, our cool color markers. Again, that's blue, green, and purple. And we're going to draw next to those different colors or on top of those different colors that we used. So purple goes with purple. Blue goes with blue, and green goes with green. Once you've traced through every single one, you're going to add more colors. I'm going to use blue for the majority of the water. I don't want any white spaces, so I'm going to make some lines or little dash marks to kind of fill in those empty spaces with my markers. All right, as you can see, I filled it in as many as I could. It still has some white spaces, so what we're going to do now is we're going to use our water cup with our paintbrush, and we're going to use the washable marker, so make sure that they are washable, and we're going to use the pigment to paint with the colors that the markers have, and it's going to fill in those white spaces. And it's going to leave behind some really nice lines. The crayon is going to leave this crayon resist, so you'll be able to see the crayon and the markers left behind really well. So you're going to paint using just water and the washable marker for the whole entire paper. Now that everything is covered with water and you've got this beautiful watercolor paper, and it really does look like water and ripples of water, you're going to take that paper, you're going to set it to the side, and you're going to start working on your lily pads and your water lilies. So I have 2 pieces. You can use 2 or 3 pieces to make your water lilies and your lily pads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pencil, and I'm going to start by drawing a big circle on my paper, and that way it's going to be the shape of the lily pad, and I'm actually going to cut out or draw a little triangle in it, so that way when I go to cut it out, I create the shape of the lily pad. Now, I do have a tip. If you want to make sure that they're the same, then you can have both pieces together, so you only have to draw once, and you can cut once as well. So draw your lily pad nice and big on your paper, and then cut out that triangle first so that you don't forget to cut it out later. And then follow your pencil line, cutting both pieces at the same time, and you'll create 2 lily pads. Hold on to both pieces and turn your paper as you're cutting. Go around the circle that you created with your pencil. And now, throw away the scraps. And now you have 2 lily pads. They're exactly the same. And on those lily pads, we're going to put some water lilies. So we want to make sure that these are going to fit. So we don't want them to be bigger than our paper. So we want to kind of mark off the size of our paper so that our lily pad or our water lilies are going to be smaller than that. So I'm going to make a circle that's a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to draw a circle in the middle and little kind of teardrop shapes or petal shapes to go around that circle as best as I can. Some of the circle for me, I just kind of sketched it really fast. So you're just kind of going around, making some big petals that go all the way around in a circle. I like to turn my paper to make sure I get all the way around. Now I can cut these both out at the same time, just as I did for my lilies. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out both of my water lilies. All right, now I have my water lilies cut out. I want to make sure that the pencil lines are the side that I place the glue on, so that when I glue them on to my lily pads, they don't show that pencil line. And then I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to glue everything down. So this one doesn't have any pencil lines on it, so I can glue whichever side I want. Just a dot, not a lot. Try to go on the petals as well as the middle. So I have one petal or one lily on one pad or lily pad. And so I can see my pencil lines on this side, so I want to make sure that that side gets the glue on it. So I'm going to flip this one over. My pencil lines are also on this one, so I'm going to make sure that I add the glue on this side. And then place my lily pad on to my paper. So just a dot, not a lot. Now, like I said, if you want to make more lily pads, you're more than welcome to. So I have one lily pad on that side, just a dot, not a lot. And I have one more dot, one lily pad on the other side. And I have 2 lily pads in this beautiful water that's very impressionistic, just like the artist Claude Monet. I hope that you enjoy this project. I can't wait to see how your lily pads and your water lilies turn out. We'll see you next time.